Hi everybody, this is Rikki-Lee from Pregnant Memories. Today I will be showing you how to create a flyer from your own photos. So today this was the last photo that I edited, so this is the photo that I've got on my screen. We are going to create something similar to this without a template. We're going to do it from scratch. So I'm going to go into my photo. First of all, I'm going to put some text writing information over here to the right. I'm actually going to create a little box that's not a solid color, it's just a little bit transparent just to make us look to the right and make it easier to read. First of all, we need to create a new layer, which is this button down here. Create a new layer. Great. Now I'm going to find the square tool, which is down under here under the black arrow. You've got line tool. There's a little fly out from there, and we're going to choose the rectangle. Now what I'm going to do, at the moment we've got all this information up here. I'm actually going to make the fill white. Okay, so now I'm going to do approximately the size that I want. Let's move that over here a little bit. Now if you look at the one that we're sort of copying, she's got it all the way down to the bottom. You can make any shape you like. You know what, we can copy that one. Let's copy that one. Let's go all the way down to the bottom. Okay, clearly we have a big white chunky thing on our screen, which is not completely what we want. So let's reduce that opacity. So that will make it a little bit more transparent. I'm going to bring it right down. There we go. Now we need to put some information in there. So I'm getting my type tool and I'm just going to drag this. I'm going to click down and create a text box. I'm going to say pricing. I'm actually not doing this for any particular purpose. This is just as an example. So I'm just going to have random words. These aren't actually going to be real pricing or anything that I'm doing. This is just to show you how to create this. All right, so we've got some text. I've changed the text color to white. If you didn't see how I did that, I've selected it, gone up here into my text information. Another way you can do it is with your character box. If you don't have a character box, you go to Window, Character, and it will bring up this box. So I can change it here as well. I'm going to change the size. I'm going to bring that down. And you can change the font to anything you like. I always suggest on your flyers or anything that is for your marketing, always make it clear text. A lot of people use beautiful curvy text that's really, really lovely to look at, but you can't read it clearly. You need this to be able to catch people's eye straight away. So a lot of the times, I just use Arial. But you can use something a little bit more fancy if you like. Let's have a look. See, I wouldn't suggest using these cursive fonts or the script fonts. Purely, I mean, they do look lovely or something like that. It's just too hard to read. You need it to catch people's eye. There's another one. Don't use these scripting fonts or calligraphy. Corbel. I'm just trying to find something that is easy to read that's not Arial. I mean, something like that is okay. It's still tricky. I love that font, but again, nope. This is something that you should use. Something that's really easy, bold, stand out. All right, I'm not going to waste time with this. I'm just going to go with Arial. So we're going to go to the top. Arial, there we go, done. All right, I've now clicked my arrow tool and I'm going to bring this box over on top of my rectangle box. So we've got the layers here. All right, let's have a look at this example. They've used black text, so I'll show you how it will look, if we click on black. For my photo, it's really dark in the back, so that's why I've chosen more of a bright color. Sometimes you can even color match with your photo to make it all look like it's blending in. Could match the colour of their hair. It could be a green tone. If we brought that up, I like the color. I like the warm colours usually. Let's go with that. Okay, so now got pricing. That's our heading. Can even bring that down. Let's use a line to separate. So let's go to our line tool. Up here is our information about our line. We're not going to have a stroke. A stroke is the outline of the line. We don't want that. We just want to fill. And you have options of which line you want. You can have dots if you like. The weight of the line, let's bring that up because this is quite a high-res picture. Let's go see what I have to fiddle with this. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but let's try. If you hold Shift down and hold your mouse down, it will be a horizontal line. And let's click off that. It was meant, okay, the weight is obviously too much. I'm going to delete that and try again. Let's make it just 1. If I zoom right in, you can see that it's dotty. That's not working for me. So I'm going to go back to my line. I'm going to do a normal. Oh, I see. Sorry. This is all new. All these options. Let's have a little look-see. Dash, a gap. Let's leave a gap of, say, 20. Now let's try. I'll make the weight 5, and let's see what that does. That's very strange. I don't know what's going on there. I'll just click my usual line. There we go. That is probably a little too thin. Oh no, that works. With my pricing, I'm going to go back and I'm going to make it, you can italicize it, you can bold it. I'm actually going to make it narrow. No, I'm not. I'm just playing, guys. I don't have anything specific I'm doing. I'm just playing. All right, so we've got that. Let's add some information. Let's say that you want to do a package. We'll call it package 1. I'm pressing Control A to highlight that information, and let's make it 30. Let's go to the side. And we can then go dash, 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 or we could go dot, 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 and say it's 199. Okay, now what does that include? Let's go next line. This is random information, guys. Let's say you get 5 8 by 10. No, let's say we say 5 high-res digital files. Okay, we'll make that 15, 14, no, 18. We can change how far away from the top text that is. So we can go from auto, we can click 24, you can hit 60. You can just play with that. You can also align it left or right or center. Okay, so now what we could do, let's have a look at the example. Okay, so she's got a dot. All right, she's got 30-minute session. Let's just copy that. 30-minute session. Oh, gone to the wrong one again. Let's say package 1. We'll get rid of. We'll go 30-min session. 5 high-res files. What else did she have there? Oh, a print release. Okay. Now we can, actually let's delete that one. We can change the size. We can make the whole lot align left. We can get rid of the dots. We can even move that text. What you can do is you can actually break up the text. I've pressed Control Cut for that price, and I've pressed Paste in a new text box, so I can now keep them separate. I can also do that for the text underneath. So let's go Cut. Paste. So now we've got 3, so I can set these up any way I like. I can even put now package 1, and I can align it this way. Another thing you can do is you can even put another box. Let's go down the lower layer, press a new layer. Let's make another rectangle around here. And let's say for this one we don't want the fill, we just wanted a border. What we do is we right click, we go to stroke, we'll pick white and the size is 4, but under our blending options we'll make the fill opacity 0. Look what that's just done, it's left us with the border. Fill opacity 0. If we remove the stroke, that's the border around the outside. We can make that as big as we like. Go 4. Click OK. And we can, if we want 2 more of those, we can go, we're selecting the rectangle, the package, and all those details, and we drag them down onto the new layer button. And watch this. Now we have 2 identical boxes. So we can say package 2. And we can make this 250. And we can put this up to 10 if we so choose to. And we can go down and so forth and so on. You can put contact me information and give some number. Let's make it a little bit larger. Okay, so there's, I mean, it's a very basic one, but you get the picture. You can have, with the box that we've put around the bottom, we can make it bigger, make it more vibrant. We can take it off and leave it as a border. That's completely up to you. All right, so there's one version. So that's how we put text and lines and shapes over the top of a photo. So let's say now we want to create something from scratch and we want a collage. I am going to close that. Let's say we want something like this. Okay, we're not going to use a template, we're going to do it from scratch. Now I actually have to open up some photos, don't I? Let's go to okay, here's a session that I did recently. So let's say this is for family photos. I'm going to click 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let's choose them all. Okay. It's the hardest thing. The more you have, the harder it is. So I'm showing you a hard way. We're going to go to a new document. I don't have a specific size. The resolution only needs to be 72 because this is for online flyers. This is if you're doing printing flyers, it's a little bit different in the setup. The color mode needs to be CMYK, and your resolution needs to be between 300 and 600 depending on who's doing your printing. So for this we're doing 72 and color mode is RGB. Let's go with 2048 by 1080. Okay, so here's our, just going to close this one. So this is my new document. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to resize all these to about 500 because, actually no, these have been resized, so that's okay. We're going to drop them and drag them onto this new document. Watch this. I'm clicking down on this, and I've dragged it with my finger still down, and I'm letting it go. 1. Let's move this over. 2. 3. 4. 5. Did that one. Okay. So let's minimize that one. So now we've got all these photos on a group. What do we do? Okay. First of all, they need to be shrunk because they're not all going to fit at that size. So I've selected number 6. I've held shift and I've gone all the way down to layer 1. I'm pressing Control T to resize. Okay. While they're all selected, I'm just moving them over. Now, let's get them into a position where we can see what each of them are. Okay. Is there any others? Yeah. So we can see them all. Right. Now, I don't know how I want this laid out because honestly, this is going to be tricky. So I think let's start. Which photo do I want to be the main focal point? I love all of these photos in saying that, but I love this one that I'm waving around. So I'm going to make that my main photo. I'm going to drag it to the top, and I'm going to drag it over here. Okay. So now I have to reduce the size of that because it's just a bit big. The way to get your template, your collage together is it's just purely fiddling. I can't explain it any better than that. I just have to fiddle until all the photos fit. Let's put that to match the height of this photo. Let's put, that's quite a dramatic photo. I'm just trying to decide if we're going to leave a little white patch for some text, and I think I might. So let's pop that up there. What have we got? Oops. What do we have left? We've got these two. What I might do is I might reduce the size of that. Bring that now. So what I'm doing to resize is I'm pressing Control T, everybody. I have my arrow tool on, and see auto select? That means it's auto selecting the layer that I'm clicking on. See this changing? So if I've got this, I'm clicking to here, it's automatically picking the photos that I'm clicking on. And the good thing about collages is that we can resize, we can move them around until we're happy. I think I'm going to put this one down under here, reduce the size of that. Put the family photo here, and now we're left with this one. What I can do is put that on top. Move this one over. Now layers are great because you can actually move things above and below things to hide them. So I'm actually moving this photo down underneath all the other photos. See? And what I can do actually is I can enlarge that, bring that up, and pop it under there. We have a collage. I know I've got this strip here, and that's okay. And I said that I was going to leave a white strip for some text. So normally if I was up to this stage and I didn't want any text, I would actually crop that in, because for this it didn't matter what our size was of our canvas. It was just to get some photos for Facebook into a canvas. And I'm just checking. Okay, so clearly I need somewhere to put some text. So I have a couple of options here. I can reduce this photo perhaps. and move it to the side, and then I can get this one. What I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mask. So I've got my photo selected, I'm adding a layer mask. I'm going to line up with that photo here, and I'm going to color that black. I'm also going to do the same thing with this photo. Being careful where I cut it off with a mask. Oops. Alright, so it's automatically added a mask where I had it selected. That's okay. You just need to press Control I, and there we go. Now we've created a little space here for text. I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to type. So I'm going to create another text box by dragging and saying hello. Actually, I might leave that there. We can change the color of this box because this is a very neutral palette here. I'm actually going to select, say, a brown. Get my bucket tool. Color that in. It can be any color. It's not a big deal. If you want it to really stand out, I've got a lot of airy photos here, so I can make it quite dark. The pink tone, let's go with that for now. Hello, where's the word hello? I would make this a dark color to stand out. And another text box. This is where I am going to put my information. Right, so I'm going to go to my characters. I'm going to make that a little bit further apart. I'm going to stretch that out. I'm going to center it. And now I can put, please contact me at Rikki-Lee at pregnantmemories.com or www.pregnantmemories.com. And I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. I'm going to perhaps change the color of it or leave it. No, I think I'll keep it the same. I'm going to change this back to auto. I'm going to put it down here. Okay. So when I look back, I think, oh, that's lovely, except I'm really not happy with this picture, the black and white. I'm not sure that it works. What am I going to do? All right, so let's get rid of the black and white then. But now we've got this to deal with. Oh, well, that's life. Let's move things around. So we can perhaps even put this, we could put this one up here. And we could put that one down there. We can be happy with having that little area there. Or we can push this one up, reduce the size a little bit. Remember, we put a mask on this one. Right now, I'm actually going to remove the mask simply by colouring that bit white. So X to swap these around. There's the rest of our photo. Let's bring that above. I just drag it up a little bit here. I'm going to put another mask here. Ta-da! There's a different layout for us. Okay, say you want white borders on everything, on all the photos. That's fine too. Let's double click over here. Let's go to the top one. Double click that layer. We're going to stroke. We will go 4 and click OK. So now we've got this white border on that photo, but it doesn't work because it's only on one. So let's go right click, copy layer style, paste on each of your photos. Paste layer style. Now we have borders. Now see, if we zoom in, this one's just a little bit not correct. So let's select that one, and I'm using my arrow tool on my keyboard to line that up. There we go. Now you'll see that there's no border around the outside. I don't tend to worry about that if it's all white, but let's just say you did want a border for whatever reason. I'm going to select the marquee tool. I'm going to make sure that the feather is 0. I'm going to click a new layer. Okay, so we've got layer 7 at the top. I'm going to drag that marquee right around the outside. Now I'm going to go to Edit and Stroke. I'm going to choose white, and I'm going to choose 4, just like the rest, but I'm going to say inside, because if it's on the outside, it's not going to work. So let's have a look. Control D to take that off, and look at that. Now we have a perfect border. Oh, I see a problem. Our text isn't centered in that area. Now you can eyeball this or not. So I've pressed control down to select all 3 layers. I'm using my arrow up here. Now I'm actually physically getting my arrow keys again on my keyboard to move this around, to eyeball that. And there you go. I think there you go. I think that's as much as I can show you for these. I mean, there are different layouts, different designs, but now at least you know how to pull in photos into one new document. You can create collages, you can create text now, you know how to work your layers, you know how to stroke to create borders in an easy fashion. You've masked onto photos as well to get the look that you want. So I think you've learnt a fair amount for this one. So I hope you've enjoyed, and as usual, leave a comment. Thanks for watching.